What's up, dudes? Holy shit, everyone is flipping, or not everyone, but I'm getting enough people who are like jonesing for me to finish Masters of Orion. I was working out and doing job interviews and shit like that. I'm gonna go to the store in a little bit and get some food because I haven't eaten yet, and then I'm gonna come back and I will finish playing Masters of Orion. And I'm probably even gonna play another game of Masters of Orion because got nothing else to do. um, Horfany and the Witches Coven, look, they have got to have some kind of like equivalent of the strengthening church membership committee just for whatever club they're in because I swear to God, it's like the reason why Stephanie has my picture sprawled out all over the internet with my name and all that bullshit is because she's trying to catch me doing something, but we're not dating, so I can do whatever the fuck I want to. It doesn't matter. All right? Her and her friends are just retarded. Like, apparently everyone goes on OnlyFans and like has like favorite crushes and they spend money on OnlyFans bitches and they like talk to them behind their girlfriends' backs and all that and I don't even that never even crosses my mind. I'm too busy studying or at the very least playing Masters of Orion too. So last year, after she stole the money and started hanging out with a bunch of douchey dudes, I started doing what they did in the Hackers movie from 1995. I made a bunch of porn with their names on it, and then I emailed it right to their agencies, and they flipped out because you stole money from a child, so you got punished allegedly, and all that bullshit. Anyways, since then, someone, Stephanie, has been taking LA OnlyFans trans models, putting them on sites where like I look, none of that shit to my knowledge is illegal, or I wouldn't even fucked with it. But Stephanie's pretending to be strippers on websites to try to catch me. First off, it's a waste of time and money. It's a waste. Okay, because even if you're vibing with them, you can't go into tantric sex mode. I heard some people on What's Happening podcast talk about like, oh, we go and we hire professionals for tantric. You can't hire a professional to go into tantric sex. Like they'll tell you that to get your money, but the whole tantric sex, you could, like, it's not something you can pay for. It's a spiritual connection. That's why it's so rare. If you could pay for it, everyone would know what it is. Okay. Anyway, that's why money is tacky, okay? One of the reasons. Anyways, so she is so obsessed. She is so okay, 10 years ago or however long ago, more at this point in time, yes, to help clean up my record for fighting, for getting into like bar fights, I worked with some feds and some cops allegedly off the record, blah, 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 to clean up my record. It had nothing to do with anyone's private life. Some people use being a stripper as a way to launder money for illegal purposes. So if you're not doing that, you have nothing to worry about. Okay. Anyways, I'm not going into all this. I've been over this a bajillion times. So when I was finished with that was around the same time I met Stephanie Horfany, and then she started stalking me. So I thought I was still being followed around by Black Ops feds because in 2014, when I caught them hacking the power plant and trying to blame it on the Russians, this is all on record. They did that same thing to me. I got away because I pretended to. What was it from that movie? Uh, uh, in the beginning, he's jerking off in the shower and he's like, "This is the highlight of my day. It's all downhill from here." American Beauty. In American Beauty, Ricky Fitz gets away because he's pretending to be this, and then he goes and does that. And he's like, "If I have to go to New York right now, would you come with me? I got all this money hidden in the shoebox. Would you come with me right now?" It works bajillions. That and Ricky Fitz and Officer Doofy work so well. Anyways, um, uh, but no. So the reason why I know Ricky Fitz works is because in 2014, when they had allegedly they had a sting op because they were trying to catch me because they thought I was a pimp and that I was like pimping out porn stars, but that's not at all the case. I was actually trying to catch the people who were trying to catch me, and that's all on record, allegedly. Anyways, so look, if they have a warrant, they ask P. Diddy. They kick down your door. If they ever knock, that means they don't have a warrant. You can tell them to go fuck off, right? So if anything I was saying wasn't true or wasn't true enough, there would be a warrant for me and they would knock down my door and come get me. That's never happened. Instead, what happened was I was out in 2014, when I left the power plant, I was out buying Eukanuba for my dog who is now deceased, whose orphany kept me from spending more time with her before she died because she's a stupid fucking cunt who steals from kids. When I was getting my dog Eukanuba from PetSmart, an undercover Fed walked up to me with the earpiece and all that bullshit and started just staring at me like, do you know how much money, how much time we've spent surveilling you? And you got nothing. Nothing. You ran circles around us. You do nothing. Why would I? If I'm just a regular American person who was born on an army base and I just like computers and boxing, why the fuck would I do anything else other than computers and boxing? Oh, you're a black ops CIA Fed who's trying to overthrow America and you don't have a patsy for your bullshit, so now you gotta take responsibility for your own bullshit? That's what I hear. So there's something like that going on, and Horford is somehow involved in it through Josian bullshit, and she's like flooding the stripper market with LA OnlyFans trans girls trying to catch me with whatever the fuck. You don't understand. I've told her time and again, I know what you're doing. So I'll throw it in her face. Mara, I forgot what your name is. Mara, you're really nice. You're in the wrong kind of work. You just We live in a society where our parents think that children are expenses, so you somehow are responsible for your parents' rent, and you're an adult, and they're adults, and they can't speak English. I'm familiar with all that bullshit, being part Spanish myself. Okay, um, Asian bitch that like I told you to shut the fuck up. I just wanted to finish up. I was mad at Stephanie. Uh, you cut it out with the plastic surgery. You don't need all that bullshit. Whatever you're chasing, you're making it worse. Okay? So I specifically like that one will piss off Stephanie. That one will piss off Stephanie. That one's really hot, but then it will be cause so many problems, and I don't really want to make it a thing. I'm just trying to piss off Stephanie. Okay, look, you do not understand what I want. I want to stack crypto, stack silver, get a hot Asian bitch that Gloria Song, fuck her to her face every day, and raise a family. None of these girls want to do that. They want podcasts. They want to go on yachts. They want to go to France. All the stupid bullshit. Which, if you want to do that, go ahead and do that. You don't need my money to do that shit. If you would just shut the fuck up and do what I say the first time, we could have gone to France 3 times already, 4 times even, and there'd be money left over. Instead, Horfany wanted to pull a power play. Shawnee Pick pimped her out. Her dad's a bankrupt fraudster, and it blew up in her face. And now everyone knows she's a fucking whore. And now this is exactly why I say I have more respect for the OnlyFans bitches than for politicians. Because Stephanie's some kind of a politician. Because I met her at a political party where there was like Jared Kushner and fucking Chelsea Manning and all these fucking big names. And there's Stephanie fucking Myung Horfany Wang with her glasses on, getting felt up by me and all that bullshit. How do you fit into all this horseshit? How come for years I have no problems and I'm stacking massive amounts of wealth, and then 1, 2 years of Horfany being around, it's missing, and she's hiding in Korea. And now the OnlyFans bitches who are in LA and Florida have people stealing their accounts and making burners of them in Virginia while someone's plastering my name all over the internet because they're jealous that they're in Virginia, that they're in Korea. And if I wanted to, I probably could fuck all those bitches. You don't understand. 10, 20 years ago, you could walk up to a girl, say, look, This is when I knew it was ruined. Pi, Jessica, the one from Seaville, the half black, half Korean bitch. The way I met her, I was at the mall, the Fashion Square Mall, and I was like, I'm single and I need a girlfriend. You know, I need to just try harder and I got to go put it out there. Got to have faith in myself and I'll meet the perfect one. And I saw her at Victoria's Secrets. There was this cute little tan, like exotic looking long hair, bitch in high heels and a short skirt, and I was like, that bitch is perfect. And I walked in there and I started talking to her friend. And then I was like, well, hold on, maybe she can help me out then. And I was like, there's this girl I know, but not even that well. I kind of want to get to know her better. And I kind of have a crush on her, but I don't know if she has a boyfriend or not. And I want to find a way to ask her out, so I want to buy her some gifts. So what are some things you like? And she was like, oh, I like this lipstick. I like this thong, but he. And then like I bought her those things, and I said, this is for you. You're the one I have a crush on, and I gave her a kiss on the cheek, and I wrote down my number and I gave it to her, and she called me 2 3 days later and she told me that her that wasn't her real job, that's her part-time job. Her real job is she's a stripper. And I was like, fuck. That's when I knew. I was like, the old school fall in love, all that's done. It's done. Dudes who start families now are minimum 2 or 3 levels above the bitches that they start families with. The bitches who are even on the same level have all these crazy demands. It is damn near impossible to get a bitch hotter than you, because if you do, her dad will be bankrupt and will fucking be a fraudster, and she will be getting pimped out by Shawnee Pig to a bunch of beta males, because in 2018, instead of having everything that she said she wanted, she decided to go be a babyface whore. I'm going to go to the store in a little bit, get some food, and then I will keep playing Masters of Orion. This is I do whatever the fuck I want to on a channel. Stephanie's a fucking get or use goods whore. I probably told her about my retarded cousin's friend in DC's tattoo shop called Black Ink Tattoo in 2018 when I was drunk, and she somehow heard that like I like BET and all this crazy bullshit, so she ran off and started. Probably also she was jealous of Jess because she saw the picture of me and Jess probably on one of my Facebooks, and Jess looks. But see, Jess is the whitest. She is the whitest. She's whiter than all the white bitches, and she was half black, half Korean. Like she was so fucking white. She was like Valley Girl all the way. She would post memes that would say dashing through these hoes because there was a sale on some bullshit at the mall. So because I used to sort of fool around with all that bullshit, a half black, half Korean girl in Charlottesville over 10 years, 14, 15, 16 years ago, Horphany met me. I thought she was perfect when I met her and decided to turn into a ghetto used goods rap whore who gets pimped out to beta males in Korean public access, because that way I would think I'm getting a deal. You're fucking retarded. Okay. At least Jessica was a stripper and a sugar baby, because if she didn't do that, her kids couldn't eat because she had a bunch of kids. Of course. And I would tease her and I would send her that song, the lap dance is always better when the stripper is crying, and she would get really mad and then she would come over. Um, but Horphany doesn't have to do that. Horphany just thinks if she does that, she'll be empowered and cool. And all she is unfertile and old and dumped.